Story of Saints. November 15th is the feast day of Saint Albert the Great, a doctor of the Church and the teacher of everything. Born around the year 1200 in Bavaria, Germany to a noble family, Albert grew up studying philosophy at the University of Padua. When he was 23 years old, Albert had a vision of the Virgin Mary which led him to join the newly established Dominican Order, where he continued learning theology. At the age of 45, Albert received his master in theology, eventually becoming a chair of the theology department at College of St. James, where he met Saint Thomas Aquinas. In 1260, Albert's international reputation as a great lecturer reached then Pope Alexander IV, who appointed Albert as a bishop of Regensburg. Albert obediently accepted the appointment, but he resigned 3 years later, preferring the humble life of the Dominican Order. After his resignation, Albert worked as a diplomat for the Pope, going to various local cities on foot to resolve religious disputes. Albert lived until the age of 80, spending the last few years of his life working to defend the works of his student, Thomas Aquinas, who died in 1274. Until this day, the works of Thomas Aquinas remained one of the greatest philosophical and theological works of all time. Yet, without Albert's role in defending the saint's thesis after his death, we may have never even known about his work. Albert's body remained incorrupt for several years after his death. When his tomb was opened again over 200 years later, only his skeleton remained. During his life, Albert wrote 38 books on almost every topic from physics to chemistry to astronomy to mineralogy to botany, zoology, and even law, politics, and economics. When asked why he studied all of these fields, Albert replied, "Everything comes from God. The greater and more persistent your confidence in God, the more abundantly you will receive all that you ask." His diverse scientific writings corroborate with many modern scientific discoveries, which resulted in him being recognized as the patron saint of scientists. In honoring this feast day of Saint Albert the Great, let us pray for his intercession in our daily pursuit of knowledge, so that we may open our minds for God's wisdom to shine. In order to continue learning about a new saint every day, click the subscribe button below and ring the bell to turn on your notification. Thank you, and may God be with you always.